Hi, just doing a checkup. I'm a bit rusty, so I couldn't see myself on the screen, but I think I'm on. If anybody is here, please let me know if you can hear me so I don't talk to myself. Let me just know, please, if you can hear me and if you can see me, and that would be lovely. So if you don't know me, my name is Kasia, and I run Tarot Map. Oh, hi, Annie. Thank you. And hey, hi. Thank you, everyone. Thanks. So I have been away for a while, and to be honest, not very inspired recently. So you haven't seen a lot of me, but I do have a few things I would like to share with you. And because I know we live in intense time, and I think a lot of people feel it. I thought I'm going to share a little bit of what I experience when I look at astrology, because I love astrology. Hi, Liz. And I love watching the cycles and what's happening and where are we. Hi, everyone. And I thought I'm going to just share a little bit of feedback about what's going on astrologically and what's going on for all of us collectively. And I think especially for Scorpios and Taurus people, and maybe Aquarian and Leo people as well right now in the eclipse season. You guys can take a look as well, because I think we all will be feeling it, but because the coming eclipses are in Scorpio and Taurus, but also in Sagittarius and Gemini, the next one. So I think the end of the zodiac will be feeling it a little bit more. Oh, hi, Nat. Yeah, I know. I was supposed to record a video about decks I wanted to review and share with you guys, but then I thought, oh, fuck it. I just don't feel like recording. I'm just going to go live. So here I am. So let's start with the lunar eclipse, because this is coming on 19th November. So this lunar eclipse is around full moon, and we have when we have full moon, we have sun opposition to the moon. So the moon is in Taurus and the sun is in Scorpio. So this lunar eclipse, we say it's in Taurus, right? From the perspective of Western astrology. And the next eclipse coming, it will be solar eclipse, and it will be around, when is it? Let me just check. It will be around 4th of December, and that's already in Sagittarius, right? So this solar eclipse will be new moon in Sagittarius. So we entering the eclipse cycle and eclipse portal, and eclipses intensify everything. So not only do we already feeling a little bit intense, because astrologically we are in a very powerful time since 2020, we just slamming it basically. And I don't know if you guys feeling it, that how quickly our lives changed, and that right now planning anything ahead, it's just not only stressful but also just impossible, really. So when somebody asked me if I had any plans for 2022, I thought like, oh my God, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to do on the 10th of November, And of course I know that everybody has different lives, right? I don't have children, so my life in general is a little bit freer in this sense. I don't have to worry about anybody else and so on. But I can imagine that even, with regularity of school and so on, that a lot of people experience just this. I think like we feel this anxiety of change and shift, which maybe is needed, but still, we humans, change change is something that we kind of often excited about, but once we're going through it, it's quite a tough thing to do. And when we going towards this eclipses now, first of all, this lunar eclipse on 19th of November, I want to focus on this one because of the upcoming towards the end of the year, the third heat of the Saturn and Uranus square, which was actually accompanying us along this whole year. So whole 2021, we were astrologically under this influence of Saturn and Uranus square. And when you think of Saturn and Uranus, you couldn't find probably two more opposite planets and energies, you know. You have like, hi, Tim. We have Saturn, which is the planet with the rings around it. It likes structure, it likes boundaries, it's connected often to tradition, to time, to karmic things, you know, to structure. And then we have Uranus, which was discovered around French Revolution, which is the revolutionary of the zodiac, which comes in with sweeping changing, demanding checkup with tradition if what we're carrying through is still valid, if we want to take it further. Uranus is always about, you know, awakening, bringing us back about social justice as well. So all these things, we need this change. But, you know, here you have the Saturn, the structure, systems as they always were, systems as we know them, and, you know, tough kind of hard, structured things. And Uranian energy, which is like lightning and brings, you know, change, but it can be chaotic, it can be intense. For the white supremacy culture, right? It can be also quite like, where do we go from here? So I think there is change that is really needed. But for many of us, white, black, yellow, all people of this bloody planet, it's a hard thing to deal with, you know, and to fit in personally and also collectively. And I think these changes are coming. There's no way we avoid this change, you know, because looking at astrology, there is no going back from 2020, which is like swooping forward. But there's a lot of things that will be changing. And a lot of cycles started and finished in 2020. We started like humongous cycles, but a lot of them are still continuing, including Pluto, that's going to change signs only like around 2023, 2024, and then Neptune, which is going to go from Pisces into Aries. And Jupiter is going to go into Aries after that 2022 year. So there's a lot of kind of still finishing of cycles. That's why I think the next year, it's not going to be like totally fresh energy, you know, we're still kind of paddling along and finishing something that has started shifting from 2020. And when we think of this Saturn-Uranus transit that's finishing in December this year, and kind of we can feel maybe beginning of 2022 also a little bit of ripples from this. It is this struggle between these old structures and new innovations, orthodox belief systems and humane evolutionary systems, between rigid, limited outlook and revolutionary, liberating ideas. So we can see how that struggle can, you know, really, and when you have square energy, it's a lot of energetic, like, you know, there is change that needs to happen, but it's not coming easy. So we will see probably a lot of unrest and all of this stuff. And, you know, personally, I'm just thinking, I'm so fucking over it. I just don't want, you know, I don't want to think about it. But I think in this case, for everyone who claims to be in some way spiritual, I think this is the time, you know, especially for people who are, let's say, my age, you know, I'm 46. I'm just thinking, this is the time. This is the time. It's not an easy time. It's not a flowing, you know, rose-colored glasses time. It's a time when we, meaning myself, I need to find my core. I need to find my center. I need to find where I stand, what, you know, and actually live it, like embody it. It's not a time when you can just get along with talking about it, you know, because times are tough, like it's intense. And for each one of us, we deal with it differently, we feel differently about it. And I think we all have to find somehow ways for ourselves to focus on what we would like to see, what change we would like to see. And as Gandhi said, be that change, you know, start small and go forward like this. Yeah, and north and south node returns exactly, Joey. So the north and south node will be changing signs as well. There is also a lot of energy when it's coming to, like Neptune was involved, like everything was kind of involved, like planets were going retrograde, but they started going forward, most of them. There's a lot of stuff. And I would say it's like a pressure cooker. Things are just high candy, things are just like boiling, and they erupting as well. And I think also because Uranus is moving through Taurus, watch these resources, and natural resources, our own resources, how we um, nurture like our own resources, how we overuse resources. So there's a lot of, the square oppositions. The new moon on the 4th of November, which we just had in Scorpio, was directly on opposition to Uranus. And that's a lot of this, for this lunar month. That's a big challenging aspect, and also enlightening, just showing you, life can show you from the opposite direction, like what needs to be done. And I always think of opposition like when you imagine seesaw energy in, when children are playing in the park, when you have this like one big person who's heavier and a child, let's say, the energy can't move. So when you have opposition, you're really striving to find some form of a balance. And it might not be easy, because like things can go extreme. But yeah, we don't want things to go extreme. We want to be aware of things. That's Uranus. Uranus brings awareness, and we want to revolutionize Saturn. But also Saturn is an extremely important planet, because that's our foundation. That's what we want to use when we want to build stability and security. But I think because the stability and security was built for a certain amount of people and not for everybody, Uranus revolutionizes this and seeks to equalize and bring forth changes. So, hi everyone joining in. Nice to see you guys. So this is quite interesting, I think. And this lunar eclipses and solar eclipses, this is really about like regaining freedom, and that we're speaking collectively, but think about stuff in your own life. See, especially for the, this lunar eclipse coming up, Taurus and Scorpio, where these signs are in your chart, where you might be wanting to, break free, hold on to stuff, digest emotions with Scorpio, I looked at Scorpio and Taurus, and I just wanted to, maybe, if you're okay with it, you're still here, so maybe it's not so bad. When you have Scorpio and Taurus, because I was thinking I want to share about decks, but I like to share some knowledge too. So with Scorpio and Taurus, Scorpio is an earth sign, and I'm actually, it's too late now. Anyway, Scorpio is a fixed earth, right? And Scorpio is the fixed water, and Taurus is fixed earth. So we have water and earth element opposing, right? There is this water element and fixicity of energy that it doesn't quite want to change. It wants to hold on to things. So the motto of Taurus, I don't know if anybody, is there any Taurus people here? You can guys say hello if you're Taurus, and also say hello if you're Scorpio. I'm curious how many Taurus and Scorpios we have. But when you think of Taurus, the motto of Taurus, earth sign, fixed earth, nature lover, it's smell the roses. Taurus has the ability to smell the roses, to be in the moment. It's quite a solid earth energy. Also, Taurus is called a hoarder of the zodiac. Taurus is ruled by Venus. It likes beautiful things. It likes to surround. Joey, what are you? Are you Taurus or are you Scorpio? Taurus? Oh yeah, Nat, you like, Natalia is incorporating everything of this. Scorpio Sun, Taurus Moon. That's hilarious. I forgot, Nat, that you have Taurus Moon. That's funny. Yeah, so, this is really, oh yeah, Joey's Taurus. Okay, so we have one Scorpio and one Taurus and one Taurus Moon. So that's fun. So what I wanted to say now, show you a little bit, like play with this opposition of Taurus and Scorpio, okay? So Taurus, smell the roses, and I have, therefore I am. It's a sign of resources, it's a sign of values, it's a sign of finances, it's a sign of um, self-worth and how we feel about ourselves, okay? And through how we feel about ourselves, it's like what we have to make ourselves feel safe. So with Taurus, there is often question of safety, and I think this is going to save what makes us feel safe, because we're in such big change right now. I think like we all asking ourselves, what is safety, or what do we value right now? These things shift, and with COVID, it just keeps changing, and we evolving through COVID, because we're really realizing, okay, is this really important? Is this really something that I care about? Maybe not. So we have here the Taurus, which knows how to smell the roses, which knows how to create beautiful, safe surroundings, which is the sign of resources. We know that Uranus goes through this sign. It's revolutionizing, it's changing, shifting what resources we have, and maybe we will come up with new innovations. Maybe we will have to come up with new visions of about environment, about food, about what we eat, how we take care of this amount of people. And I saw these memes about vaccinating the whole planet, but then it's not possible to feed all the people. There's a lot of shit and like weird systematic stuff that I think needs to change, and this is the time for these changes. But here we have the Taurus and Scorpio now. It's a fixed water, and Scorpio's motto is what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, and is I transform, therefore I am. So in Natalia's case, when she has Scorpio Sun and Taurus Moon, it's really interesting because Scorpio Sun constantly needs to transform. It's ruled by Mars and it's ruled by Pluto. And Taurus Moon is ruled by Venus, and it also likes comfort and security and safety and beauty. And knowing Natalia, I can see that her Taurus Moon wants to buy things, and then her Scorpio Sun, when Scorpio just like gets rid of shit, then she gives away all her fucking decks. Sorry, Nat, if it's too much, too personal, but it's just really funny when you just you describe this whole Scorpio Taurus thing like really beautifully. So Taurus can learn from Scorpio, because now we kind of go, okay, it's always an opposition. And when we look at tarot cards, like look at this, guys, this is Taurus, right? This is a Hierophant. We have tradition, resistance to transform. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Kathy. Yeah. So we have, and again, I'm just thinking, okay, because now I start just seeing everything after this 2020. I can see everything so like from many levels nearly, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe for many of us who benefit from the system, we feel that, but I think there's a lot of people, I even think now I'm in Poland, we have like immigrants on the borders, there's shit things fucking happening here. The poor people are like stuck between Poland and Belarus, and nobody can do anything, and like the Belarus is supported by Russia, and fucking like I don't know, it's just crazy stuff. So I think, okay, maybe we didn't feel like this since Second World War. Also, I think I'm a communist child. My country went through shit. It's like, well, I didn't feel like this maybe since 1990, when maybe 1995, because up to this point everything was just up and down and crazy, change of system. So in some way I feel like I lived through the change of system, which was supposed never to die, right? And then I thought of, for example, my country, Poland. When you look at the map of Europe in 19th century, before the First World War, there is no Poland, because my country was taken apart by Russia, by Prussia, and by Germany, like Austro-Hungary. So Prussia was like Germany, and then Austro-Hungary, they were different powers. So for 100 years, Polish people didn't have a country. We were, taken apart. colonized, disappeared from the map of Europe. So if you guys interested, just check map of Europe in 19th century. Or 1800s, 17 and 1800s. It's so fascinating, I was just thinking, fuck, why we survived in this case. I think it's language and it's cultural identity, and it's something that it's hard to describe in words, like what a nation is, but there's this some uniting, I don't know, threads that hold people together. But anyway, so for different people, probably at different times we felt safe or never felt safe. So it's interesting, but I think it's nevertheless everybody feels probably in some way unsafe right now. And looking at the changes that need to happen, it's interesting, how we can bring these changes without destroying everything, so that it's really hard to rebuild. Like how can we change, basically, and where do we want to go next? Yeah. Culture unified. Yeah, exactly. So, and Kathy writes also that we can focus together to slow the momentum and turn towards spirit as a collective. Yeah. Let's see how we go. I just don't have that much faith in humanity, but who knows, maybe we humans can surprise ourselves. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm having Plutonian transits myself, so I'm kind of deep underground, and I'm like sticking my head up going like, fuck. So I'm not really maybe an optimistic Sagittarius, a much optimistic Sagittarius right now, as I usually tend to be, So we have this Taurus and we have Scorpio. We have Taurus as a Pope or the Hierophant. And Taurus, it's more traditional, right? Fixed earth. It doesn't like to change so much. It has the support of the throne. It has support of tradition behind its back. Taurus is connected to teaching and to sharing wisdom, sharing knowledge, and all of this, but it's quite stiff, traditional. And then we have Scorpio, which is the death card, right? And here I love how Tarot de Marseille speaks to one another when, you kind of go, maybe the Pope is blessing the death. Maybe the Pope is preparing itself to die. Death doesn't care. Death just knocks off the heads of anybody. We all die. We all need to prepare to die. And I love how this would be the tradition, and holding on to something, having support of something. And the times that we are going through, the times of death, times of chaos, times of decomposition, times of shifting things, and and regrowing. I love how in death you always have the plants, you have the black earth, you have everything. Then just despite the destruction, things will grow. So it's these cycles of holding on to, hoarding, maybe learning from tradition, but also knowing when to let go of stuff. So Taurus can learn from Scorpio to look below the surface, because Taurus tends to smell the roses, tends to be focused on the physicality of things, on the sensual, on the senses. And Scorpio loves to go deep, right? So the Taurus can learn from Scorpio to look below the surface and to view life as constantly changing cycles of birth, growth, death, and rebirth. And Scorpio encourages Taurus not to attach so much to, things that will die. Scorpio reminds you, you will die. Taurus loves to hold on to things that are they're not going to be taken, beyond that point of death. So that's a fascinating one. But the gift of Taurus is being present and being in the body and being with the senses. And we all on this planet right now. And, any type of accession that's going to happen to anybody is going to be through this vessel. So look after your body. And Uranus going through Taurus reminds us to renew. Hi, Christine, to renew ourselves, to actually really look at our habits, our habitual things, traditions that maybe are not so good for us anymore, and like really chop chop off with the head you go. So that was Taurus and the gift of Taurus being present, whereas Scorpio learns from Taurus how to enjoy simple pleasures, right? Taurus was smell the roses, enjoy yourself. Scorpio was depth, 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 but Scorpio learns from Taurus how to enjoy simple pleasures, that it is okay not always to be so deep and meaningful and, like intense. And the gift of Scorpio is depth, and the gift of Taurus is being present. And they both somewhere in your chart and they both teach us something, and they both encourage us rather to be extreme with both sides, find some way to express both of these energies and see what are you holding on, what's ready to go. And this eclipse season will intensify this. So this is actually a really cute deck. It's going to be a little bit less orange because I just got it for a review. It's Jean Noble by Artisan Tarot. It's sweet because it's small, so it's like the real Noble. It's like the kind of poker size. It's really, really cute. I think they're doing Kickstarter now, or yeah, I think they are already on. So they reproduced Noble from 1650. And if you like Noble deck, it's like this linen paper. It's really cute. And Natalia said that she loves these. She loves these two. There is a tension between Pope and Death, but tensions leads to growth. Yeah, exactly. So I have here also Thoth. I love this Death card with Thoth, and I love the Hierophant. It's really cool too. But the Death card is like this dance, it's beautiful. And Scorpio has like, in astrology, there's 3 levels of understanding. So you have the level of Scorpio, which you just go, you just react. You were bad to me, I'm going to be fucking bad to you now. Check it out. Then you have the snake, when you actually can go through transformation, shed skins, change your behavior, don't react to everything like, just based on these pokes. And then you have eagle, when you can actually lift up and you can see yourself from a little bit more detached perspective. And this beautiful death, when I always think of these, like, this energy lines attached to situations, thoughts, people, where you can use the Scorpio time, the Scorpio energy to just like chop, chop, chop anything that's not it's useful anymore, because Taurus likes useful things. And sometimes Taurus holds on to shit, right? Because it's fixed earth, but it's really beautiful. And Natalia says, but here Pope looks straight at us. So we have this difference between Marseille, when the Pope kind of looks at death, and they are in contact in some way. And on Thoth Tarot, like the Pope looks straight at us. And what does Natalia say? Holding his anchor, and death just moves forward, back 10. Yeah, exactly. Kathy, I'm waiting for a greenie. I think my friend Victoria is going to send me greenie. So did I guys tell you this story about Thoth Tarot? Maybe I did at some point, but there is something about Thoth Tarot. My friends know it, but Thoth deck is the only deck hi Kasia, I can never like buy for myself. So first off, I received in Australia with this beautiful, like, because I even thought I could read you something about Hierophant and Death, but I think maybe that's a bit too much. I want to show you the decks as well. So I received this as a gift, the Book of Thoth, really beautiful, one of the, old editions. And then I received a little Thoth deck. Then my husband bought me a Thoth deck. Natalia sent me a Thoth deck. I bought myself a greenie thinking, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. I found a great greenie. yet when it arrived, it missed cards, so I can't use it. And then my friend Victoria said that she's going to send me greenie. So every top deck I ever have and used, this was a gift to me, and I seems like I cannot buy it for myself, because even when I buy it, it's unusable because it misses cards. So there is something about top deck that it's magical for me, you know, and it's just arriving into my life whenever it wants to. But it's funny. But yeah, fascinating artwork, and I think Lady Frida Harris did like incredible job, because look guys, this could be painted like yesterday. It's so timeless. Compare even to, you know, I don't mind Rider-Waite-Smith, but compared to Rider-Waite-Smith, this feels so vintage, right? And this could be like abstract art, like done yesterday. It's pretty amazing. Yeah, Joey says that her first two decks was tough and must say hybrid. Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, Kasha, it's like tough energy comes here. So this deck, actually, my husband bought it. So I chopped the side frames, as you can see. And I realized how vintage this is. This was just green box, you know, but he bought it for me at our first date, like one of the third date. He used to, oh, Vicky, hi. So he used to live in London. He invited me to London. We went to Covent Garden, to this beautiful, tiny little astrology shop. If people have been to London, probably you have seen this shop because it's been there forever. It's not far away from Covent Garden. And I bought myself the Fifth Element Tarot, I remember, and it was 2010, guys, 2010. And then my husband said, I want to buy you a deck too, and I'm going to pick one that I like, he said. And then he picked 12 deck. So he bought me this deck. So this deck is, what is it, 21? It's 10 years old, 11 years old, 11 years old. So I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, 11-year-old deck. But yeah, I thought I'm going to pull also this one. So I love how this, like, here is this Hierophant, you know, the Taurus energy. I'm holding on. This is me. I'm not going to let go of the old. And then let's say this is that Hierophant, and Death just like stomping through. And I kind of love this on the Death card. I used to stare at this Death card at some point and looking at it, and I thought, like, this child seems like so cute. She's like kneeling here with her little flowers. She doesn't seem so, you know, afraid. He's pleading, he's trying to do something. She's like turning away, like, where, Death, I don't want to see it. So I think this is approach to death that we want to take, because death is just going to go. So I think that's pretty cool for Scorpio and Taurus. It's not Watkins books, Joey. It's called, I think it's called Astrology Shop. It has, like, whenever you buy something, they give you like little paper bags with astrology, so like you can buy readings there. He's got crystals there. He's got tarot decks. I'm not sure if it's still available, but I mean, if it's still open, but it definitely was. And then I thought the last one I'm going to show, it's this one. Oh, no, Liz says that it's amazing how different the energies with Greenie than the new version. Oh, I want to, yeah, I've never, I mean, I do have this Greenie, which I bought, but which misses the cards. And I actually really love it, you're right. But also, you know, Natalia has sent me this amazing thing, you know, which is like fucking like so hard to get now. And that has amazing energy. I don't know if it is because Natalia had it, but it just feels nice. And I spoke to Melanie today, and it feels nice to shuffle, you know, it just has this kind of softness about it. So as I said, I'm a lucky person when it comes to tough. It just keeps appearing. You have this white box. Yeah. And at the, you know, this Rider-Waite-Smith, that's the Albano white. It's just this cheapest version. It's not vintage or anything. I would love a vintage one, but I think this one is just, you know, it has this glare. It's homemade. I think it's US Games. Yeah, it's US Games. Made in Italy, though. Oh, this copyright is 80s. Yeah, copyright. 80s, 68, 87. So I don't know if it's from 87 or if it's newer. Hard to say, but it's very laminated in some way. I just wanted to share with you these things. So the Hierophant is Kybele, and it says in this little, from Dark Goddess Tarot, I love her little sayings. So she says here, transcend boundaries through community. And I think that's such a wonderful image and vision of, rather than, striving to hold on to tradition as we know it, transcend boundaries through community. And I think, if we're not happy and somebody else is happy, you basically have imbalance. It's not going to, like, we strive to bring more like worth, right? Taurus, worth to people's lives, to all of us, right? So it's interesting that it touches on resources, it touches on personal power, it touches on safety, it touches on security, economical safety, right, as well. But not only, it's about also our bodies, how we feel about our bodies, how we feel about our health, about COVID and all of this stuff. So transcend boundaries through community. And then death for Scorpio is Santa Muerte, and it says death is the destiny of life. So basically, as in Rider-Waite-Smith here, there is no escaping this, right? So how are you guys going? Because don't you feel a bit depressed? I'm feeling a bit like, under the water, really. It's just so much grieving, suffering, separation. And I've traveled and, I'm feeling just the heaviness of times. And it's not to say, it's just what it is right now. So, yeah, we are stronger together. So I wanted to share with you something, like, let's move to something lighter and brighter as much as I can, and to things that Taurus likes. I have South Node in Taurus, so, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, good things, please come anytime. I wanted to share what decks I am going to review, and I would be really grateful if you guys picked or shared in the comments what deck you would like to see as first. So by the time, like, how they arrived. So first the Poesis Oracle arrived, and this is a collection of 77 cards. I think probably a lot of you will know it. It's not a deck that just came out. I was just abroad and I didn't, I couldn't pick my post, so my mom was receiving these things. But I actually agreed to review this deck because I like the idea of it. I love the idea that it has, for every card, you can go onto their website and you can click on the little, keyword that's on the card, which is listed alphabetically, and you can read a poem that it's been written for the artwork. So that was created by Andrea One. I'm not sure if this is Asian, and you would just read it one. Poetry by Megan King, and Poesis Oracle. It was typography and design by Arise. I think it's like a collective. So it's a black and white deck, and I'm actually surprised because, I was a bit like, okay, I can, I'm okay to review it, because I like the idea, but I'm actually liking it. It's pretty cool. So this is one of the decks that I would like to show you. And it says in the box, I'm just going to read it for you. I close my eyes and feel that ancient feeling, the truth of connection, all the invisible cords between us, and all the ways we belong to each other. It's kind of cool. So that's Poesis Oracle that I will review. So whoever votes for Poesis Oracle, just, into the comment it goes. Then I have the Witch's Tarot. I used to have the majors only, and Chris has sent me the whole deck now. This is a photographic deck. It's a very unusual deck. Okay, so I created the How to Read Unusual tarot decks class, which is $15. You can get it from my website. When I use this deck as well, but from majors only. To be honest, I don't read with this deck as with tarot deck. It's just as often it is with photographic decks. Like for example, the Abyssal Tarot. It's also a photographic deck. And, it's a very beautiful deck. The pictures were taken underwater. But it's just crazy to, you can. I was trying to read it like a traditional tarot, but I prefer to read these decks with like free flow, however I want to, whatever I feel right now from the image, how this energetically responds to me at this particular moment. It can change later. Yeah, hugs Kathy. So this is another deck that I will be reviewing. It's beautifully edged in black, and it's photographic, and it only has females except for 2 cards, which show Chris in the full and one other card. It has also a few oracle cards added to it. So that's the Witch's Tarot. That's next one. So you can pick which one should I do first. And then there is the amazing, I played with it a couple of times only because I just arrived and it was waiting for me. It's the Future Ancestor Tarot, and it's created by Lexa Luna Studio. And Lexa is beautiful. She also does ceramics, and she did this tarot deck. So do you guys know this deck? Kasia wants Witch's Tarot. Okay, Witch's Tarot 1. So this cute deck, it's like, when I arrived, I felt like doing a reading with this deck because I was mega exhausted, tired, with period, that kind of on edge, and this deck just is so calming, and it doesn't shy, from expressing whatever the tarot archetypes are expressing, but it's also just so gorgeous. And I don't know, I just love it. It's really, really sweet. So this is the Future Ancestor Tarot, which I will be showing as well, but you guys pick which one goes first. And also, if you're not part of this live right now, you can vote in the comments if you, by any chance, keep watching this. And then there is the Story Medicine Tarot. This is I have the interview with Jessica. You can take a look if you're interested in her work. So Jess's website, The Story Medicine, you know that she's done 2 other decks, and even more than 2. All my decks. I'm like so excited to be home. I can like just go and pick decks and show you. So she did the Story Medicine Tarot 1, then she did the Story Medicine Tarot 2, which is the Animal Woman. She did the Soul Skin Journey cards, which are more like, cards where you write down your dreams. So you would, for example, pick a card, let's say, before you go to sleep, and you ask for a dream, then hopefully you receive a dream, and then you pick open the card in the morning and you see it's Goddess Mother of Pentacles, and you write down your dreams and see how this reflects the archetype of the Goddess Mother of Pentacles. Okay, so it's kind of fascinating. I've done a couple of these. I'm not such a great dreamer. I don't remember my dreams every night, but I think this is a pretty cool idea, and you can have your own deck. Oh, I think Witch's Tarot is okay. Now we have guys. Okay, I have to write it down. Okay, Witch's Tarot 1, Future Ancestors 1, Poesis Oracle 1, Future Ancestor 2, Witch's Tarot 2, 3, Future Ancestors 3, 4. Michelle had my Story Medicine 3. Oh, cool. I haven't even shuffled through it yet because Jessica has wrote me, I put the deck in order to read, learn, don't shuffle. So I will be reviewing this anyway, but I got also this from her as a postcard, and she wrote tired woman. And when I came home and this was waiting for me for a review, when I saw this, that's exactly how I felt. I was like, oh my God, how did she know to send me this? I didn't want to have inspired woman. I want to have tired woman. So that's really cool. I love it. So basically, this is really interesting. It's like Baba Yaga deck. And I will be honest, like I was honest with Jessica, the artwork is not my favorite, okay? Because it has nothing to do with the old decks of Jessica, which I loved. And it's the doodly art, doodly art, So I don't know how it's going to read for me. First of all, what I love about it for now, just from seeing it, she's changed the suits. So you have swords are death, wands is rebirth, cups are birth, and pentacles are life. So you have story attached to each of the cards. There's 4 stories that you got to read, and then you have the amazing court cards when you have potential, conception, rising, your birth, childhood, menarche, giving birth, tending. So change, it's like through the perspective of woman's life, basically, but it can be also perspective of anybody's life who creates a project or does something about, giving birth to something and then letting this thing go. So I don't know, I'm curious about it. It's totally weird though. It's totally not something that I was expecting she makes. And the majors just have little drawings like these. So let me see if you guys vote for this one. I definitely love what Jessica's work in general. So I'm hoping this is going to be something that I'm going to use with the other 2 decks. I even was thinking this could be like a map, and it's connected to the archetype of Baba Yaga. So let's see how that goes. And then the 4th one, I'm going to check your answers soon. The 4th one was this Jeanne Noble, little cutest box. And there will be tiny little change that the color won't be as orange, it will be more salmon-like, but it's beautiful kind of linen paper, and it's Noble, right? So it's cute. It's got funky faces. It has faces like the historical Noble, which I loved. But as I said, it's not going to be so orange. This is just prototype, which they wrote us already that they're going to use, a different tone. It's not going to be that jarring. So this is a really cutie. It's just well reproduced and nice paper. So if you know Noble, you can just take a look at the colors and what they did and how they reproduced it. If you don't know Noble, but you like it, this is a really cute deck, for shuffling and handling, because it's tiny. And they send me this like little thing. What is it called? You know what it is. You can just pin it like a little pin. So that's it. These are the decks that I am going to share with you, and we have voted. Let's see, future ancestor. So story medicine, Michelle. Yeah, that was the last one. Then Michelle says future ancestor is winning right now, guys. Yeah, not just is the real deal. Everyone wants to see different decks. That's cool. I'm waiting for my story medicine 3. Very different. Yes, very different. And I don't know, guys, if you haven't seen, please go and check the interview I did with her, because she's showing some drawings that she started and thought that this is going to be this deck, but they're not this deck. And I think they're going to be probably the 4th and the last part of the project. There's something with death, and she shares these originals. Oh my God. They if she's going to use these for the 4th, it's going to be amazing. It's more similar to the first 2, with like drawing and painting and colors, but the theme of death and dying and energy release, and it's beautiful. So take a look, because she shares in the interview. So Michelle wants story medicine number 1. Tigers are, but Zach, I will do this. You know, I'm a bit rusty and I'm a bit like technologically not as as I could be. I will do that. I will do in the community tab, I will do the vote for people. People can vote for it. I hope I can do this. Yes. Third deck adds additional depth. Yeah, Natalia, we were talking about it, and Natalia thinks that this deck adds the depth to the other two, you know. And I think maybe it is also because it's a Baba Yaga deck. She's, you know, sometimes a villain, sometimes a guide, sometimes she helps you, sometimes she like fucks you up. But I thought I would use this as a map, because it has so much. I mean, I haven't read the stories yet, so I will get there, but from the court cards even, it would be cool to like pull the map, where am I at right now, and like pull, you know, what's going on in your life. And then you could use maybe the other 2 decks to see how that reflects what the Baba Yaga serves you in her soup. And this is called Story Medicine Tarot, but it's the 3rd edition. Is this vanishingly? Is this which one? That the one you were asking for? Yeah, Kasia says that she saw the video and she thought the same, that it's the shame that the 3rd part is not, you know, keeping with the other 2. But there is something in it, and I think the same. But as I said, I haven't shuffled it yet. I haven't used it yet. Tomorrow I might just for myself read the stories and see what's going on. Also, Jess created a wonderful video. Even if you don't want to buy this deck or whatever, just like take a look at the video, because it's such a cool video. She has she's really creative and really has great you know, flair for artistic vision, and this video is really cool, like just artistic, creative. So take a look. I linked it under the interview with Jess. It's the last interview, just the last video. Story medicine. Yeah, okay. So we're getting story medicine, and I'm going as Zach suggested. 3. Cool. Okay, so we have future ancestors and story medicine will be a couple of first decks that I will at least do based on what you guys voted for, and then I'm going to do at some point Poesis and the Witch's Tarot, and the little Noble I might just show around because I think these guys are on Kickstarter. So if anybody wants to back this deck, it's on Kickstarter now. So what else can we talk about? I think that's slowly coming to an end. It was good. I'm always feeling, I'm dreading. Yeah, I love this little novel too. I actually said to them, because, you know, we have to pay in Europe now for every parcel coming from America. So when they said like, hey, Kasia, do you want to review this deck? I said, you know what? I actually really don't need another Noble. I have one, and I really don't want to pay for, you know, for the deck now coming in. I'm have enough Marseille decks, you know. So I said like, thank you, unless you can post it from Europe, you know, then I'm fine, because then I don't have to pay for it. And they said that they will send it from Hungary. So I said, okay, then please send it. And I'm so glad I did, because I didn't realize it's so small. It's really cute, because they sent me the Convert deck before. And they make really great decks, you know. But the Convert one, it has the same paper, but it's just, you know, like a regular size tarot. And this one is so cute and small. So I'm really excited about this one. So good on them that they kept to the small, because, you know, traditional Noble was smaller as well. So that's pretty cool to see that they kept the size like this. It's much easier to shuffle that Fleur Noir Occult Compass. It's much easier, because this is like, you know, this is like tough to shuffle. You can't riffle shuffle this one. It's more like it's like a brick. It's still cute, but this one is even smaller than the regular Flonoir deck. So I think this is a pretty, if you like Noble, this is a pretty cool, cutest Noble I've seen. But yeah, Flonoir is cool. But this paper, you just like go, you know, it's awesome. I think it's going to be really great. Exactly. This is like difficult. Riffle shuffle. I can't. Can you riffle shuffle this? Let me try. I haven't. Oh, no fucking way. There's like no bend. Like you can go. No, it's like a brick. So you just have to go, you know. It's easy to shuffle because it's small, but no way you can riffle shuffle that. Victoria, this is this Artisan Tarot, if you're talking about this one. And they on Instagram, and they on Kickstarter right now. So you guys in America, you easy, you can get Kickstarters and it's so cheap. For us to get Kickstarter is like everything you pay on Kickstarter plus 24%, plus postage, plus postal fee, plus blah, blah, blah. Fuck, I just can't anymore. I don't do that. Yeah, it's really sweet. And as I said, it's not going to be so orange. They actually sent some pictures with new color. It's going to be much more salmony, much more kind of body color, and not as orange as this thing. Like, this is prototype, and they said they made it too orange, so they're going to fix it. Yeah, but Victoria, don't you like this one? This one is so cute. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, Occult Compass. I think if you like Noble, this is going to be a great one. Because this one you can just go like crazy. You can just shuffle it. Let me just check. Yeah, you can, you know, it bends. Perfection. You can't bridge it because it's so small. But yeah, total perfect riffle shuffling. Okay, guys, I think that's it. As I said, I'm always shy to go on live, but then once I'm here and you guys here, I'm energized. I can keep going. I kind of like it. So thanks for being here, and thank you so much for listening to me babble. I hope this astrological part, if somebody missed it, you can guys rewatch it. I hope you can learn something from it and check in your chart, Scorpio, Taurus, where you sit and that opposition, because it's going to be energized for the next eclipse. But other than that, just, yeah, try to enjoy life as much as you can. Thank you, everyone. Lovely to see you all. Thanks for being here and making me feel not like a weirdo recording this live, talking to myself. And I will speak to you soon, hopefully. Much love. Bye.